Meanwhile, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar's surprise resignation has raised a lot of questions, but has also made people look back at his career as a statesman. Serving as the Vice President and Speaker of the Rajya Sabha since 2022, his moments as an orator are well known. In fact, the Congress, while raising questions over the sudden resignation, acknowledged his presence as a moderator, stating that he took the government and opposition to task in equal measure. Let's in fact listen in to one such moment.
Passed by this House with near unanimity, with no dissension, only one abstention in Rajya Sabha. All political parties converging, going in for the initiative of the government. I wish to find out the status of that which emanated from Indian Parliament, made sacrosanct by endorsement of 16 state assemblies in the country and signed by the Honorable President under Article 111 of the Constitution. That historic legislation endorsed by this Parliament with unprecedented consensual support unknown to parliamentary history of this country dealt with the Malays very severely. If the Malays had been dealt with, perhaps we would not have countenanced such kind of issues. What bothers me is that the incident happened and did not immediately surface. If it happens with a politician, he becomes a target, a bureaucrat, an industrialist immediately. And therefore, systemic response, which is transparent, accountable, effective, I'm sure will be on the way. I will get in touch with leader of the House and leader of the opposition and find a mechanism for a structured discussion during course of the session.
All right, that was Dhankhars' live that we have talked about. But shifting our focus to some other news coming in when we're talking about Dhankhars' life. Another speech of his, former Vice President of India Jagdeep Dhankhar was praised over his speeches and the way he articulated his points. One such speech was his Demography is Destiny speech. Addressing gathering, VP Dhankhar said that demographic dislocation has been turning out to become a fortress of political impregnability in democracy. When it comes to elections in some areas, you have seen the change in the country. Let's in fact listen in.
Let me slightly elaborate. Demographic dislocation is turning out to be fortress of political impregnability in the democracy when it comes to elections in some areas. We have seen this change in the country. So much is the demographic change that the area becomes a political fortress. Democracy has no meaning. Elections have no meaning at all. Who will be elected turns out to be a foregone conclusion. And this area in our country, unfortunately, friends, is increasing. We must be alive to this danger. We owe it to our future generations that this civilization that has ethos of 5,000 years, its essence, its sublimity, its spirituality, its religiosity cannot be allowed to be destroyed before our eyes.
All right, viewers, that's another speech of Jagdeep Dhankhar, a Vice President, former Vice President now. And now, let's take a look at another speech of his. Former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar and Leader of Opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, has a long-standing relationship and in the political sphere, and they have been going back and forth in the Rajya Sabha. In one such instance, LOP accused Dhankhar of being scared of the government, to which he replied, "I'm not." Let's take a look at that.
What is the use of consideration? साहब आप सरकार से इतना डर गए तो कैसा होगा? आप हमको प्रोटेक्शन करना चाहिए. Protection.
Honorable members, this part of assertion will be deleted. क्यों? भारत का किसान और उसका बेटा किसी से नहीं डरता. किसी भी परिस्थिति में नहीं डरता.
फिर आप चलाइए व्हिप.
नहीं, ये निर्णय तो मैं पहले ले चुका हूं. You had the occasion to make a reference about it while the deputy chairperson was in the chair. and Deputy Chairperson has taken a stand. It was being reiterated. Please.
Sir,
All right, viewers, that was when we're talking about Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar. It's a very sudden and unexpected move when he has resigned with 2 years left in his tenure, but he has cited that it's health reasons and medical advice that he has to take into consideration. But for now, that's a wrap for the bulletin. We'll slip into a short break.